Bonjour and welcome to the Present Podcast. I am Marie-Annick, your host. This is a space to step out of the noise, to take a breath, and to return to what is real. So today, I want to talk to you about truth. Have you ever known something was true, but find yourself resisting it? And what happens when the truth you are avoiding suddenly becomes impossible to ignore? I've discovered something about truth. Sometimes the hardest part is knowing the truth. The hardest part is accepting that we know it. Let me take you through a little adventure through London, England. I was traveling with a group of 20 students, high school students, and changing station in the middle of the busy day of London. And somehow, in the movement and the confusion, I lost 4 students. Out of 20, it felt enormous to me. And I remember the fear, the responsibility, the disbelief. Where are they? What the heck happened? And then came the thought I did not want to face. I lost 4 students in London. Their parents trusted me to bring them safely to their destination, and I didn't. And that was the truth of the moment. It had certain truth that was painful for me. I had a very hard time facing it. Because when something frightening happens, don't we sometimes do exactly that? We resist. We bargain with reality. Maybe they plan to escape during their trip. Maybe they are just in the bathroom around the corner. Or maybe something terrible happened. Oh yes, we do go see the worst side possible. But maybe everything will ultimately be fine. Though I told that to myself, but I didn't believe it. The maybe goes on and on, thanks to our mind power of imagination. But the truth wasn't that something terrible had happened. The truth was much simpler. I just did not know where my 4 students were. That's that simple. Not everything else I was going after. And I had to face that. Thankfully, they eventually showed up, and they were fine. They just missed being able to get on the train with us because it was full and they had to wait till the next train was coming. And here's the thing. I then noticed something very interesting that happened inside me. Suddenly, I could say plainly what has been difficult for me to say. I lost 4 students. I didn't know where they were. And they were eventually showed up. That truth had not changed. What changed was my relationship to the truth. And before I knew it, that they were safe, the truth felt frightening. Afterwards, the same truth became something I could simply acknowledge with ease. And that stayed with me. Then I began to wonder, what is it about truth that makes us want to look away? And maybe you're experiencing this as well. Because there are moments when something inside us already knows. We may not have the words for it yet. We may not be ready for the truth or to act on it. But somewhere beneath the noise, beneath the mind mechanism, there is a quiet knowing. And instead of listening, we negotiate with it. We wait. We distract ourselves. We tell ourselves stories, some even bringing us to terrible outcomes. We just hope reality will somehow become different. And I understand that. And you probably do too. Because truth can be very uncomfortable. It can be disappointing us. It can ask us to release something we're not ready to release. It can ask us to see what we need to see what is simply true. I have also discovered that truth can be liberating. Because when we stop fighting with what is true, when we stop making up stories in our head, a space opens. And that is where being present comes in. Being present isn't about having all the answers. It isn't about knowing what happened next. It is simply the willingness to meet with what is happening in the present moment. To pause, to breathe, to listen, and to pay attention to what is. And perhaps to say, this is what is true right now. To stay with it for a little while, so we can breathe and allow calmness to rise. And when we do, when we become a little more comfortable with what is true and what can be uncomfortable, we can deal with the present moment much easier. So I want to give you today a moment to experience truth for yourself. Think of something in your life right now that you have been resisting. You don't need to solve it. You don't need to decide anything about it. Just bring it to mind right now. And just be simply with what you are resisting. I'll give you a minute. Take a breath. Embrace it as it is. And now ask yourself, what do I know to be true right now about this? Not what I wish were true. Not what I am afraid of what might be true. not what I am imagining could happen next. Simply, what do you know to be true right now? And then simply notice what happens within you. Just pay attention. You will learn a lot about yourself and your mind mechanism. Just observe. Because sometimes the first step towards alignment is in having the courage to change your life. Sometimes it is having the courage to stop abandoning what you already know to be true. And this is the space I created for women I mentor. I help create that space for them to reconnect with who they already are and with their truth. To slow down enough to listen, to become aware, to realize the noise that derails them. And then I bring them to trust themselves with compassion and love. Not because it is easy or hard, but because sometimes what we need most is someone to show us the path where we can hear our own answers and realize our own essence. We need simply a place to slow down, to listen, and to discover what is true for ourselves. And on occasion, we do need someone to guide us through those challenges that we face in life, whether they're the present moment or even past moment, so we can embrace truth and let go so we can move on. This is my kind of mentoring. And if you feel pulled towards such change or such mentoring, know that I am here for you and would be honored to walk your path. You can contact me at mariannick.com/contact. And perhaps the present is where truth has been waiting for us all along. Think of it. Thank you for listening today. Until next time, stay present, align deeply.